draws me to your side. Your mercy calls me to be like you. Your favor is my delight. Every day I'm awake in my place. Pour out a song from my heart. You are good. You are good. You are good. And your mercy is forever. You are good. You are good. You are good. And your mercy is forever. And your mercy is forever. You are
Hallowed be thy name. You are so great. The kingdom come, that will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. This can't be how you meant for things to be. Help me to spread your love around here. Give us this day our daily bread. Please watch out for me today. Forgive us our trespasses. Forgive me for taking you for granted, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And help me to forgive others as you've forgiven me. Lead us not into temptation. There's so many distractions going on in my life right now. Keep me focused. But deliver us from evil. Please keep me pure. Keep me safe. Just help me to live my life like you want me to. Thanks for listening. I love you. Amen. Amen.
Well, welcome back. It's our last week in our series called How to Pray. Now, if today's your first week with us, we, over the last several weeks, have been tackling the question that Jesus' disciples asked him nearly 2,000 years ago. They came up to him one day and said, "Jesus, would you teach us how to pray. For the last several weeks, what we have done is we've began to tear apart then what Jesus' response was about how Jesus began to instruct his disciples how to have a meaningful conversation with God. That's what we've called prayer. That's how we've defined prayer as we've been in this series, is that prayer is a meaningful conversation with God. And it's really, this is something that I think not only did the disciples desire, but that you and I desire. We desire to know, how do I engage with the God, the creator of all of the universe, in such a way that it is more than just flinging up prayers into the air and hoping that somebody hears what it is that I'm saying and responds to what it is that I'm asking and imploring. And so we've been looking, as we've gone through this whole series, about Jesus' model, his model prayer, and we've been tearing it all apart. And today we're going to add the final pieces of this prayer, the last little bit. So if you have your Bibles, open them up to the book of Matthew chapter 6. We're going to look one more time at the prayer just as Jesus gave it, as the model of how he said it, and I'm going to read it out loud, and you can say it in your head there. Some of you probably almost have it memorized after 6 weeks of hearing the same prayer over and over again. And I know that our kids over in the kids area, they have been challenged actually to memorize this prayer. And so if you've got a child that's over there and has been there for the last several weeks, you might ask them about it. It says this. It says, "Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil." Now, last week we started kind of really a two-part ending, if you will, to this prayer. The whole first half of the prayer was all about God, and Jesus helped us to center all of the petitions, the requests that were being made on who God is, about understanding the who of God and the what and the nature of it. And we began to understand that prayer is for us, but it's not about us, it's about God. That was our main point as we walked away last week. And as we came to these last three statements of give us this day our daily bread, forgive us our debts, and lead us not into temptation, we said that Jesus moves, and as the prayer moves, and it moves towards you and I and the needs that we have, that he showcases three promises that God gives to us. One is a promise of provision. A promise of provision. God will meet our daily needs. The second one is a promise of purity. And the third one is a promise of protection. Now, last week we talked about the first of those promises. Give us this day our daily bread. The promise of provision. It was a prayer that's a prayer for today, a prayer that is focused on the present, on the here and the now. And Jesus takes and he moves from this piece of the prayer, which is focused on what we need in order to get through this day. And he moves